stay tuned to see what's in this loot box. Beginner's Guide on how to play Heroes of the Storm 10 years later. Heroes of the Storm, where every match feels like group therapy, with cooldowns. Now, let's get the elephant out of the room. Yes, this game is very much still alive, and in fact, depending on what mode you play, queue times are shorter than... oh, gotta go. HOTS refuses to die, unlike the will of your team working together, and that's kind of inspiring. Despite people thinking it's on life support, with monthly patch notes more so since Microsoft took over, and the recent hopium-injected trailer of a potential 2026 revival has people like myself making content as if Blizzard is whispering, "Get in, Blizzard, we're backdooring core." For those unaware, Blizzard took HOTS, looked at every MOBA, and said, nah, no item shop, no CSing, or denying CS, no jungle role, but instead you're soaking, not in a tub, but the XP, which we'll get into later. HOTS is straight up team fighting chaos with heroes from every Blizzard franchise. Wanna play as Diablo from Diablo? Or a raid boss from World of Warcraft? How about Genji, but with different abilities? Or an annoying invincible looking frog that will piss you off, surprisingly more than your team's decision-making skills. Welcome to Heroes of the Storm, where a Murloc can ruin your games, and yes, that was your tank chasing it, while you're getting... Anyone who has played HOTS knows of the inaugural team fight that happens at the beginning of every game. Unless... the action is streamlined. You're in the fight from minute 1. No 10-minute laning phase, no endless last hitting to prove you're worthy to buy an item, which to be honest makes no sense. Why does she have swords? Where does she put them all? But why? Why does this work in HOTS? Well, there's a reason this happens. But explaining that would involve nuanced strategies, MOBA design knowledge, and a deep understanding of lane priority and matchups. But you clicked on a video aimed at beginners. So let's assume you are in fact a beginner. Unless you're not. Then you're doing exactly what you shouldn't be doing. Staying too long, both on this video and in lane. Go rotate.
Rotating does not refer to you spinning in place, but to move from one point to another, from one lane to another lane, or camp, or objective. The main purpose is to catch the enemy off guard, turning fights in your favor, and putting you ahead to try to snowball your lead.
But why play it now? Because it's fun, because it's fast, and because deep down you're tired of teammates and other MOBAs thinking that they're pro. Here, everyone is equally confused. This video is made to ease that confusion, and with enough comedic timing, you might just walk away with... ugh, jeez. Listen, the best way for me to help you start your journey is to show you each role, how to play them effectively, and what is required from you in that role. But before that, I need to show you the importance of XP and soaking. It's the most crucial part of HOTS. Yet, the majority of players from quick match to low elo ranked games act as if these little blue gems are poisonous, when instead they're literally your source to victory. I'll make it quick and only slightly boring, I promise. Besides, remember this? In simple terms, seeing this should give you anxiety, and if it doesn't, I'll do my best to instill you with some of mine.
Nice.
As a member of a team, you earn levels for soaking XP.
Soaking, the action of standing near blue meth crystals in hopes of overdosing in XP. Side effects include more levels, more talents, more kills, and more wins. Too Sketchy is not responsible if you actually lose.
Minions are the only source from which you can soak XP from, while capturing camps, destroying buildings, completing objectives, and yes, sure, killing heroes are more interactive ways of earning XP. Out of these 5 scenarios, however, which one do you think happens most frequently?
My DPS dies as often as my minions, XD.
No, the correct answer is minions. Here, look at this. Each wave is worth 480 XP. A hero kill is worth 250 XP, plus 50 per level. Miss one wave early game? That's more than a kill's worth. Just gone. Pause the video here for some nerdy numbers, but overall, waves are greater than kills, at least in the early parts of the game. And your goal is to hit level 10 as fast and as safe as possible to unlock your ultimate. Because if you end up in a fight and the enemy has ults and you don't, yeah, that's why you soak. By the way, XP orbs have 3 states of existence. As scientific as that sounds, once it's spawned, it has a 45-second lifespan. It has a 45-second lifespan. However, within the first 6 seconds, it's worth 100% of itself, of its XP. After that, it reduces not only in size, but also its value, actually, by 25%. And then eventually it disappears. So, get it early. Oh, and obviously if you kill a minion with an auto or an ability, it is automatically soaked, so don't go looking for it. Kills help, sure, but mainly because they stop the enemy from soaking. I'll show you some very hidden tech. No, it's not in this box. After a kill, look at the map. Push this lane, take that camp, go to that objective, or destroy this building. Even better, do all these things if the enemy allows you to. That's how you win in HOTS. Well, actually, you need to destroy the core, and that's how you win in HOTS. But to be able to do so, you need to take advantage of the enemy's death timers. Okay, any questions? Yeah? Comment down below. Now, let's talk about roles, finally. Let's start with tanks, or me go first. Your job is to engage, peel, control the space around you, and pretend you know what's going on. Bonus points for pinging frantically at things you want help killing. What's expected from you? Oh, soak damage, since you didn't soak XP, did you? Start a fight, but not dumb ones. You know, check your levels. Are you alone? Are they alone? Protect your squishies, who are probably mispositioned. Yep. Die heroically, or at least less embarrassingly so. The starter pick for a tank would be Muradin. He can take a punch, has a get out of jail jump, and no one will yell at you for missing your stun. I mean, they might, but you'll survive long enough for them to blame something on someone else. Bruisers. I'm a tank, but like, cooler. You're the brawler of the team, tough enough to take some hits, but mean enough to dish it back. You hold the solo lane, you kill the squishies, and sometimes remember to show up for the objective. What's expected of you? Well, to win the solo lane, to use the minimap and rotate or not get rotated on, and be too annoying to ignore and too durable to punish. The starter pick would be Sonya. She spins to win, yells, leaps, and somehow wins fights she has no business winning. Plus, she doesn't use any mana, which makes her beginner friendly. DPS/assassins. My numbers go ranged or melee, doesn't matter. You're here to delete health bars, or at least try to. What's expected from you? Well, to deal damage. Don't get caught and hit things. Hit the right things. The starter pick would be Rainer. He attacks automatically. It's a feature. Healers. I choose who gets to play longer. You're the lifeline of the team, which means everyone will try to kill you. Don't make it easy. What's expected from you? Keep the team alive. Position like a coward. Ult at the right moment and get blamed regardless of the outcome. The starter pick for this would be Lily. You hold Q. She heals people. That's it. You're overqualified. Support. Not your traditional support, so it's not recommended for new players, but I'm not a healer, but I feel like one. You provide utilities, buffs, vision, slows, and just enough support not to get flamed for not being a real healer. And what's expected from you? Well, shield, speed, slows, utilities, annoy the enemy team by keeping others alive. You're the support role, remember that, not the main role, so be where your team needs you most. In fights. Starter pick for that would be Zarya. You bubble people, then act like you did something game-changing. Sometimes you actually do. Then there are other roles, specialist roles, or what the f. I push lanes and I don't talk to anyone. These are heroes with weird jobs like lane clear or summon stuff, global presence, and psychological warfare via emotes while you macro.
Macro play may include, but is not limited to, soaking lanes, capturing camps, rotating efficiently, calling for objectives, split pushing, and occasionally pinging a minimap. Side effects may include winning more games, enemy team confusion results may vary.
What's expected of you? Be annoying. Get macro value. Don't feed too much, and type Abadith in chat. Starter pick? Zool. Spawns skeletons, chooses who to root, and loves group meetings. Now, let's quickly touch on what makes HOTS so unique, besides the heroes. Again, yes, we're still doing this. Maps. Show up for the objective, or ignore it and lose in 10 minutes. Outside of these other indie MOBAs that only have one map, pathetic, each of these 15 maps in HOTS has its own gimmick. Some call them objectives, I call them reasons to die together. For example, Cursed Hollow. Collect tributes or get cursed. Tomb of the Spider Queen. Turn in gems, lose them, blame others. or infernal shrines. Clear the shrine, summon a giant punisher, it jumps. Unlike League, lanes on maps are not predetermined by roles, but heroes, which may seem odd to new players. Like, where do I go? Well, based on your hero, several things will happen after that fight that happens mid, which we talked about in the beginning. Players will go to lanes, for example, but not limited to several variations of a 1-3-1 in 3-lane maps and a 1-4 in 2-lane maps. The heroes who are soloing lanes are considered heroes who can push well, or have tools for self-sustaining, like regening mana or regening health, allowing them to remain in lane longer even after taking a bad trade. The rest of the team stays together. At times you may take a camp and even rotate to catch the enemy solo laner off guard, and vice versa. HOTS is dynamic like that, and for most traditional MOBA heads may seem a little strange at first, but with experience, it'll come natural. There's a reason us dedicated HOTS players love this game, and I believe this diversity of maps, playstyles, win conditions, and various build paths on heroes is what keeps us coming back. A rule of thumb for each map: when the map yells at you, listen. Now, not all objectives are created equal, but you're a beginner, so for now, just show up. There are moments when going for the objective is not worth any more due to a numbers advantage of some sort, whether it's levels or literally being outnumbered. The team needs to agree not to go there anymore, putting them in a higher deficit if they were to die, and instead do that soaking thing to make up for the loss. Talents and HOTS are like Tinder bios. You pick what sounds cool and then you regret it later. Every few levels you pick from 3 to 4 talents. Some increase damage, some add CC, some make your heroes viable. Picking the right talents make you feel like a god, and picking the wrong ones To avoid this, copy and paste the first build you see on Icy Veins or Fan HOTS, or don't, and be a trendsetter. Now, with all of this knowledge, where do you actually start? Well, if you're totally new, play a few games versus AI, or even ARAM, which stands for All Random, All Mid, allowing you to choose from 3 random heroes to fight on a map in a single lane. The same rules apply, but with less soaking in mind and more fighting. These games are a good primer for you to fiddle with abilities and find a hero you enjoy and adjust any settings you might need to fiddle with. After that, I suggest playing some quick match games to get more experience by exposing yourself to the large map pool HOTS has to offer. Do this at your own discretion, however, as quick match games are for quick memes. There are bursts of flavorful moments, with players from a variety of skill levels clashing and lashing out at every lost game. After getting valuable feedback from a quick meme player, do yourself a favor and... This is a MOBA after all. A few other settings I'd recommend fiddling with are cursor size, cursor guides, colorblind mode, and check your preferences between commands on minimaps and attack move targets. See the tooltips for more details. Looping back to quick match, this is the blind pick from League, or the all pick from Dota 2. These modes should not be taken too seriously, but are a great place to prep you until you unlock ranked, which, to be honest, is where I'd love to see you play eventually. Ranked is where players try to apply the basic levels of this video. This is where you'll learn the most, and while it may seem daunting, it's usually more organized, with a sprinkle of fragile gamers looking for a quick climb. Just remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Alright, you're here to play and learn. Don't worry about the numbers going up and down. They don't represent the amazing person you are. It's a team game. You didn't lose, your team lost. But also, it's a team game. You didn't win, your team won. And that's it, you've made it. Congrats! You're now ready for Heroes of the Storm. Oh, you thought I'd show you the loot? Okay, fine.
Legendary.